Alright lads, it's that time of the month once again where I have to prepare you NA players for what is going to be coming to the NA version of the game in this next month, that being the month of May. And yeah, things in April did not quite go as planned. They really did not speed up like we thought they were going to do, because as we found out, Lost Belt 6 is still planned to come out in June as per usual. No idea why they started the countdown like really early, so all of that stuff where we were like, oh dude, maybe they're speeding things up a little bit. Nope, just none of that actually came to fruition. So we'll go over some of the things that are going to be coming in the month of May, which are, I guess, again, exciting for some people and probably not going to be all that fun for others. But, you know, I'm personally looking forward to a few things that are coming, specifically the Camelot thing that I'm hoping we get in some capacity because it should be coming in this month. But first, this video is once again sponsored by Bai. If you are not familiar with Bai, they are a long-time sponsor of the channel, and they are basically like an eBay-like service to allow us over here in Western countries to gain access to products that just never really make it over here. If you are a fan of Fate, which I'm assuming you are because you are watching this video, or you also like Kamen Rider like myself, you know that there are a lot of products that just never come over here in the States, and this is a very good way of getting your grubby little mitts on some of these figures. And the nice thing is that my viewers, if they sign up using my link in the description down below, they actually get 2,000 free yen just injected right into their account. So some figures like this Musashi over here that you might be interested in, you could actually knock off a little bit of that price right there. Or if you're actually really lucky, you can find some more cheaper items and you might actually just be able to get them with the free yen you get in your account. So thank you once again, Bai, for sponsoring the channel, and let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Now, the first thing that we have coming over here on the NA version of the game is a little bit of a surprise banner that they went ahead and threw out here. I mean, go figure. Lasengle has been dropping these things all over the place, like just random banners here and there to try to trip you up and get you to summon for other things. And this one's actually quite good. They're bringing out an Arjuna altar and a Chi Huang one, but funny enough, there is no Scotty on this banner. I know she comes back later on this year for the Christmas event, but I would have really liked to see maybe Scotty come out here, because that might have tripped me up a little bit, because Scotty's still very good. Not to say that these guys aren't, but you know, supports kind of hold a bit of a higher weight when they do actually come out. But it is a decent banner. Like, it's pretty good. Like, what do you want? Like, Koyan Sky is going to be coming out in a couple of months, and, you know, Arjuna Altar is phenomenal in the Buster farming setup. So it's like, if you're going to summon for him for those setups, I mean, yeah, you'll have one of the better Buster farmers if you don't want to use someone like Morgan. And then Chi Huang is still one of the best solo servants in the game. But there's not a whole lot to talk about as far as upcoming events with this one, because it really just is a summoning campaign. So it's not really real content. The next thing we should be getting in terms of order should be the Summer 5 rerun event. And again, like I said in last month's video, where we were expecting to maybe get this towards the end of the month, and it looks like it's really not going to be the end of this month, but probably earlier next month. This is going to be really fun for newer players who haven't really experienced it. You know, you get to kind of play around with like the day-night cycle. I mean, the missions are really annoying, but you do get a really good free-to-play servant in this Yume Ren right here. She is absolutely phenomenal. She excels at just absolutely crushing dudes, specifically with her anti-mail special damage mod. She's also just one of the better free-to-play support servants. I think she's actually up there as like a top 5, maybe even, well, top 3 might be a little pushing it, but top 5. Like, I do think you could make an argument that she could push up in there, because she is just a very, very strong free-to-play servant. Like, just good damage mod, and her abilities are all really good. I mean, little nitpicks here and there, like maybe her battery could be a little bit bigger. Maybe that does kind of hold her back a bit. But if you are a newer player or you missed out on this event last year, this is definitely a very, very strong free-to-play servant to pick up. The summoning campaign might be hit or miss for some people. I mean, campaign 1, you got Summer Kiara coming back around. She is a very, very strong servant. If you are able to pick her up, she will do you very well. The Ilya is fine, I suppose. She's not like the best quick looping servant, but she's not bad. You can get some mileage out of her. And Brynhilde, if you're able to get a couple of NP copies to kind of buff her damage up a little bit, can maybe put in a little bit of work for you, but she's not quite the best. The male banner, if you have not gotten Emiya, this is a great chance to try to go ahead and grab him, because Emiya is really good because he now has his anniversary buff from last year, so that's really good. He's definitely like infinitely stronger than he already was, and he was already really strong. And then we have the banner 2 over here, which I think the main draw is Fujino over here, because she's still a rarer servant, but we did get that banner last year where they brought Fujino back again, so it's like, Maybe she's not as rare for some people, or maybe this banner just doesn't have the same draw as it used to when it originally came out on JP, because when it came out there, it was crazy. It was like, oh, Fujino's back. She's only been back like once, right? Or she only had like the one banner, so now they have another chance to try to get her. You can get this extremely rare servant, right? And they also gave her a buff, so that was all really, really nice. But we've already had an additional banner for her, and this is another one, so still not a servant you'll probably see all that often. If you are a collector, it is probably worth to try and grab her here, because she probably will not get all that many raid-ups. But then again, Lasengel does spam banners all the time. Like, again, this is a banner over here that they just tossed out here. So I wouldn't be surprised if she does crop up at some point again in the future, but you can kind of play your cards on that one if you would like to. Up next, we should have the Holy Grail front. I'm expecting this to run alongside like the last week of this event. Because again, these are like 2-week events, or I think this one actually might be 3 weeks, but I'm expecting this to kind of come in the middle of that event, because the Grail fronts really aren't their own thing. They're kind of just like side content, because it's one stage a day for like 7 days, so not a whole lot with this one. Again, you can cheese them with level 1 servants. You can look up a video on YouTube on how to like cheese the AI and attack the enemy master and not even have to engage with the content. But if you're like me, you like to just run up, take your servants, beat up the other guys, and, you know, get some pride and accomplishments, I guess, from doing that. The summoning campaign is going to be bringing out Lancer Artoria, and as well as giving her a buff, which is somewhere around here. Trust me, there is a buff. There it is. I was like, I know there's a buff somewhere, but hers is pretty good. It gives her 2 damage mods. Still, everything is on 1 turn, so she's kind of more of a still like a nuking type servant. Like, she does 1 really good turn of damage, but it's still not bad if you don't have anybody better to use. Then finally, we should be getting this, and this is when we're going to start to get like Ozzy looking really good, because he's starting to get his buffs. Sanzo's buff is very strong, because what this does is, even if her NP damage buff is down, you still have the attack buff, which means she can still output really, really good damage. Her damage doesn't completely fall off, and for the turn that you have both the battery skill and the attack buff, she's double buffing herself. It's really nice. Bedivere just becomes like kind of a nice support type servant as well. Like, you could bring him as like a low cost plug suit with like the NP gain and the NP damage. I don't know why you'd use him over someone like, say, Paracelsus for like your arts teams if you need like the extra NP gain and the damage, but hey, he's an extra option if you need someone. But Ozzy's definitely the highlight one here, because the Sunlight Battlefield thing just pairs very well with the NP buff that he's going to get. The attack buff is always still really, really good. And then the 10 stars every single turn is just going to be very, very strong. These are just going to be very good for him, not only being able to do good crits himself, but also buffing the entire party. He's providing stars for everyone, and he doesn't even need star weight because he's a rider and his natural star weight is really, really high. So a lot of good stuff, I suppose, is coming, technically, but if you're someone like me and you've been playing since like year 1, it's not all that exciting. Like, unironically, like, the buffs here are really exciting because I have both of these guys, and these are really exciting because I have them, and, you know, I'm excited to be able to use Ozzy with this buff as well. But like, running through summer camp is not as fun the second time, and Grail fronts I get a little bit of excitement out of. Like, they can be a little fun. I do like getting the free Grail, but, you know, it's just like, we know that there's more hype stuff coming, and a lot of this is just like not the most exciting stuff coming. I mean, we'll have stuff going on. Maybe Lasengel will throw us a curveball or something. Like, if you come and look over here, like, maybe they try to chuck something here, but there's like nothing here that they could really just chuck in there as like a little thing. Maybe this is like the Ereshkigal raid up where she gets the earth buff, I believe. No, this is the wrong one. I'm being dumb. Don't pay attention to me. I'm being dumb. I'm getting them mixed up. But like, I don't know if there's anything else I could really throw in here. The interlude campaign early, but we just got one of those. We just got like a rank up campaign. I don't think that really makes a whole lot of sense. So yeah, it's probably not going to be like the most crazy month for most people, but you'll have stuff to do, I guess. I don't know. Look, this might be the time that a lot of NA players pivot over to JP, because JP is about to get the collaboration, like the actual event, because the time that pre-release thing is going to end. And so it might be a time for a lot of you guys to try out JP and then, you know, actually have something new to do over there. I don't know. That's just my suggestion if you're getting really bored. Or try out Arknights. I've been playing that recently, and it is quite the fun game. You know, there's my little endorsement for Arknights. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace. Light, guys.